The sun's peeking up over Dhaka. Another day is starting. The first light of dawn casts a golden hue over the sprawling cityscape, illuminating the high-rise buildings and the narrow alleys alike. It's a moment of calm before the storm, a brief pause before the city bursts into life. But this isn't your normal quiet sunrise. The streets are already buzzing with activity. Vendors are setting up their stalls, preparing for a long day of selling their goods. The aroma of freshly brewed tea and sizzling snacks fills the air, mingling with the scent of the morning dew. This one's got a whole soundtrack going with it. Rickshaw horns honking, people selling stuff on the streets, and the sound of prayers in the distance. The cacophony of sounds creates a unique symphony that is quintessentially Dhaka. The call to prayer from a nearby mosque adds a spiritual layer to the bustling atmosphere. Welcome to Bangladesh, where old school ways and new technology mix together about as well as your internet on a good day. Here, tradition and modernity coexist in a delicate balance. You'll see a rickshaw puller checking his smartphone for the latest cricket scores while navigating through the crowded streets. The air's kinda heavy, a mix of exhaust fumes and yummy street food smells. It's a sensory overload, but in the best way possible. The smoke from the food stalls wafts through the air, making your mouth water even as you try to dodge the oncoming traffic. Spicy snacks and sweet treats are all fighting for your attention. From samosas to jalebis, the variety is endless. Each vendor claims to have the best recipe, and it's hard to resist the temptation to try them all. It's a lot to handle, and the day's just getting going. The streets are filling up with people, each with their own story, their own destination. The energy is palpable, and it's easy to get swept up in the hustle and bustle. But even with all the craziness, there's a rhythm to it. It's like a well-choreographed dance, where everyone knows their part. The ebb and flow of the crowd is mesmerizing, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of the people. People move like a river, dodging through the crowded streets like pros. It's a skill honed over years of navigating the chaos. They weave in and out of the throng with practiced ease, making it look almost effortless. This is Dhaka, a city that never sleeps, a city that's always on the go. As night falls, the city doesn't slow down. The neon lights flicker on, and the streets remain as busy as ever. It's a place where time seems to stand still, yet everything moves at a breakneck pace. Get ready, it's going to be a wild ride. Whether you're a local or a visitor, Dhaka has a way of sweeping you off your feet. It's chaotic, it's vibrant, and it's absolutely unforgettable. Meet Tanvir, the tech guy. He's the one who always has the latest gadgets and knows all the tech trends. Whether it's the newest smartphone or the latest app, Tanvir is on top of it. He's always on his phone, scrolling through Instagram, liking photos and leaving comments. His feed is a mix of tech news, memes and travel photos, checking out the newest TikTok dances. He loves the creativity and energy of the platform, and sometimes he even tries out the dances himself. He dreams of working in Silicon Valley, but for now he's navigating Dhaka's streets, one rickshaw ride at a time. The bustling city is his playground, and he knows every shortcut and hidden gem. Then there's Sadia, who wants to start her own business someday. She's got a vision for a fashion line that blends traditional Bangladeshi designs with modern trends. She's got big dreams and a heart even bigger. Her kindness and generosity are well known in her community, and she's always ready to lend a helping hand. She's juggling school, helping out at home, and running her online clothes shop. Her days are packed, but she manages to find time for everything. She's a multitasking pro, switching between traditional Bangladeshi stuff and global trends without missing a beat. From attending family gatherings in traditional attire to managing her online store, she does it all. And let's not forget Rayhan, the class clown. He's the life of the party, always ready with a joke or a funny story. He's got a joke for everything, even if he tells them at the wrong time sometimes. His friends can't help but laugh, even when they're trying to be serious. He's the meme king, always ready with a funny comment or a hilarious gif. His phone is full of the latest memes, and he's always the first to share them. Together, they're dealing with all the good and bad stuff that comes with being young in Bangladesh. From school pressures to family expectations, they face it all together. They're balancing tradition and technology, what their families expect and what they want for themselves. It's a delicate act, but they manage it with grace and determination. They're the future of Bangladesh, and they're just getting started. With their dreams, talents and resilience, there's no limit to what they can achieve.
Yo, did you what she posted? She's wearing to the Mehendi?
OMG, I know, right? So extra.
Wait, who are we talking about again?
This is just a normal conversation for our Gen Z crew. Social media is their lifeline, their way to see the world, and their biggest distraction all at once. They're constantly seeing pictures of perfect lives, influencers trying to sell them stuff, and news stories that stress them out. They know it's not all real, this online world, but it's hard not to get sucked in. They're always comparing themselves, feeling like they need to keep up. It's tiring, exciting, and totally addictive. Welcome to the world of Gen Z Bangladesh, where FOMO, fear of missing out, is a way of life. Picture this. Tanvi is trying to finish a coding project, headphones blasting the latest Bollywood hits. Sadia's answering messages from customers, stirring a pot of chicken curry and coming up with new designs all at the same time. And Rayhan, he's supposed to be studying for his exams, but he's busy making memes about how much he hates studying. This is what multitasking looks like for Gen Z in Bangladesh. They're juggling a bunch of different roles, responsibilities, and things they love, all while trying to keep up with the online world. They're masters of getting things done, squeezing every last minute out of their day. They're the ultimate multitaskers, even if it feels like their brains are going to explode sometimes. Group projects, the worst nightmare of every student, no matter where they're from. But for our Bangladeshi crew, it's a whole other level of chaotic.
Okay, guys, we gotta finish this presentation by tomorrow.
Chill, bro, we've got tons of time.
Rayhan, put the phone down. Tanvir, can you share the slides? Let's do this.
And so it begins, the endless cycle of putting things off, freaking out at the last minute, and blaming the bad internet connection. But even with all the stress, there's laughter, friendship, and a feeling of victory when they finally turn in the project, hopefully before the deadline. Even though they're always on their phones, tradition still matters a lot to our Gen Z friends. Family get-togethers are a big deal, filled with tons of biryani, endless cups of sweet tea, and gentle nagging from loving relatives.
Beta, why are you always on that phone? Come sit with your family, Tanvir's mom tells him, even though she's scrolling through Facebook on her own phone.
It's kind of funny. They're told to put their phones down and be in the moment by older people who are glued to their own devices. But it's all part of finding the balance, figuring out how to mix the old and the new. Here's something to think about. In a world where social media is everything, are we really connected? We have hundreds, sometimes thousands of friends and followers online, but how many of them do we actually know? How many of them would we call in a time of need? Our Gen Z crew is trying to figure this out. They are navigating a world where digital interactions often replace face-to-face conversations. They're constantly bombarded with notifications, messages, and updates, making it hard to focus on the present moment.
They have tons of followers online, but sometimes they feel super lonely, even when they're surrounded by people. It's like being in a crowded room but feeling invisible. The likes and comments don't always translate to real emotional support.
They share their lives with the whole world, but how much of it is real? The pressure to present a perfect life can be overwhelming. They curate their feeds to show the best moments, but what about the struggles, the bad days, the real stuff?
They want real friendships, but they're scared to put their phones down and miss out on the next big thing online. The fear of missing out, or FOMO, is real. It keeps them glued to their screens, even when they crave genuine human connection.
It's a weird thing about the digital age. Technology has made it easier than ever to stay in touch, yet it often feels like we're more disconnected than ever. The constant stream of information can be overwhelming, making it hard to find a moment of peace. Technology has given them a voice, a place to be heard, a way to see the world. They can share their thoughts, their art, their passions with a global audience. They can learn about different cultures, stay informed about world events, and connect with like-minded individuals. But it's also created distance, a feeling of being alone, a fear of missing out on the very connections they want. The challenge is finding a balance, learning to use technology to enhance our lives without letting it take over. It's about making time for real conversations, real experiences, and real connections. So, how do they find balance in this crazy world of tradition and technology? It's a journey, not a finish line.
They're learning to listen to the wisdom of older generations, the importance of family, the value of real-life friendships.
They're realizing that it's okay to take a break from the digital world, to ignore the notifications, to just be present.
They're discovering that real happiness isn't about likes and followers, but about laughing with people they love, the smell of their mom's cooking, the feeling of being connected to others.
It's a constant struggle, but they're figuring it out one step at a time. They're the generation that will bridge the gap between tradition and technology, finding peace in all the chaos. The future of Bangladesh is looking bright, powered by the energy, creativity and toughness of its Gen Z population. They're good with technology, they're entrepreneurial, and they're deeply connected to their roots. They're not afraid to challenge the way things are, to dream big and to make their voices heard. They're the ones who will shape the future of Bangladesh, a future where tradition and technology can exist together, where new ideas are welcomed, and where the world watches in amazement as they make their mark. Get ready, world. Gen Z Bangladesh is just getting started.